Hey, welcome to another video. Welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I am a licensed clinical social worker. Today, I wanted to discuss, and I don't know how I'm going to title this, but maybe I'm going to title it The Importance of Being Authentic in 2025. Okay, I'm throwing 2025 on there because that's going to help the algorithm. That's going to help it get to the women who are struggling with being your unique self. You're struggling with owning who you are. And I want to talk to you today. I want to talk to you today because as we move from 2024 into 2025, it's going to be so important that you be everything that you were created to be. It is so important that you let go of every negative or false belief that has been spoken over you or that you've accepted about who you are. This year is really about you being your most powerful self. And I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally and emotionally and spiritually. This is your time to shine. This is the time for you to move from the background to the forefront. This is the time for you to go after everything that you've been called and created to do. This is the time for you to block out everyone who's ever had anything negative to say about you. I don't care what it is. It's time for you to hide the no, it's not time to hide. It's time for you to stop hiding the greatness that's on the inside of you. It's time for you to be fearless and fierce. Hey, and fierce, right? Do it and look good too, okay? This is that time. This is that time, right? I work with so many women as a therapist who do these great and amazing things, but they could be on a whole nother level if they really believed in themselves. An authentic woman believes in who she is. She's confident who she is. She knows who she is. And guess what? She doesn't care what other people think about her. In order to be your authentic self, you're going to have to let go needing the validation of other people. You're going to have to let go of seeking it from others, and you're going to have to give it to yourself. You're going to have to encourage yourself. You're going to have to be sure about yourself, because if you're not, you may allow the wrong people to have access to you. And then what they're going to do is they're going to kill the very thing that you were created to do. Okay. When I launched out to do YouTube, I really haven't told many people about my YouTube channel, right? I haven't told not one family member about my YouTube channel. Okay. I told a couple of friends, and that's who I spoke to. Why? Because I didn't want, and I'm not saying my family would do this, but I wanted to ensure that I could come on here and I can do this. And I wanted to ensure that I didn't have the opinions of others when I was doing this thing. So every time I show up in a video, I'm being my true and I'm being my authentic self. This is who I am. And so it's so important that you don't need the validation of others. If you are a Christian and you believe in God, that's the only validation and approval you need. And you have to be careful seeking the validation from man, because there are some people who withhold it because they know that you need it. So being your authentic self, you don't need others' validation. You don't need others' approval to write the book, to launch the business, to open the child care center, to lose the weight, to cut your hair, to lock your hair. You're not seeking others' approval. You're going to show up as your authentic self, and you're going to take up the space. You're going to take up space. You're not going to shrink anymore. I don't know what they told you about you, but you need to know how great you are. You need to know how magnificent you are. You need to know how beautiful you are. You need to know that you're one of a kind. You need to know how precious you are. You have to know the truth about you. And that's something I tell women every day. You clearly don't know the truth about who you are. Because if you did, your life would be different. If you did, you would believe in yourself. If you did, you would know how unstoppable you are. If you believed in you, the sky would truly be the limit. It's time to be authentic. It's time to show up for who you are. It's time to let your brilliance shine. It's time for you to stop shrinking back. Cut that out. Dead that. We don't say that anymore, do we? Dead that. Dead that. Be committed to being you. Be committed to allowing the woman that's on the inside of you to come out. I remember years ago, I remember talking to someone and I said, there's a woman that I see and I'm trying to get to her. There's a woman that I see. I'm not her now, but there's a woman. That was my authentic self calling. And for many of you, your authentic self is calling. She's saying, come here. This is who we are. This is who we are. We're not the broken, and I'm using that word lightly. We're not the broken us. We're not the depressed us. We're not the anxious us. We're not the unhealed us. We're not the one that feels defeated. That's not who we are. This is who we are. She looks good. She's happy. She has joy. She's proud of herself. You have to forgive. In order to become your authentic self, you also have to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made in the past. Forgive you. Sometimes the decisions we made were based off of the information that we had, and we made the best decision we could at that time. Forgive you. Forgive you. Forgive you. One of the greatest gifts you could give yourself is self-forgiveness. I don't know if it was the opportunity you felt like you missed, the man you dated or married, whatever it is, forgive you. Forgive you. And don't allow people to keep holding you to that mistake. Don't allow people to keep holding you to that time in your life. Don't allow people to do that. I'm a single mom to a beautiful son. He is the apple of my eye. I'm not going to let anyone try to hold that over my head and connect that to my worth. I don't care what they say about me. Delete, block. Delete, block. You don't determine my worth. You don't determine my worth. We all have made mistakes. We all have had life lessons, and that's fine. But in order to be your authentic self, you're going to have to forgive yourself, and you cannot allow people to continue to hold you in a place that you're trying to grow from, that you've been called out of. So 2025 is the year that you step into you. Whoever she is, it's the year that you receive her and you accept her for being, because that's who you are. Sometimes I feel like many of us are fighting against the purpose that God put us in the earth for, because we can't see ourselves like that, because we're too focused on what other people have said and false beliefs. I want you to take inventory of every negative thing you think about yourself, and then I want you to write the truth about who you are. I can't do it because I'm a single mom. Nope, that's not true. I can do all things. I can't be stopped. I can't be blocked. What? No. Maybe there's other things I have to put in place. I got to be more disciplined. I got to have the calendar. I got to plan it. But no, there's nothing I can't do. It's time to show up as her, whoever her is. It's time for her to show up. It's time for her to take the stage. It's time for us to hear her on the radio. It's time for us to hear her podcast. It's time for us to see her on TV. It's time for us to see her with that construction hat on, because she has a construction business and she's building houses and she got real estate. And it's time. Maybe I wish I was Mariah Carey, because I'd hit that note. It's time. It's time. It's time for her to make the business deals and get the contracts and get the grants. It's time. It's time for her to raise her children gracefully and beautifully. If you got a restaurant in you, it's time. It's time to let the fear go and step into your most authentic self, because you can do it. It's time to move from surviving to thriving to excelling. It's time. Get that PhD. Get that Psych D, get that MD, whatever it, get it. Get it. But, something came to me, sorry. Listen, the reason why you have to be your authentic self is because that's the person that God's going to bless. He can't bless you hiding. He can't bless you being a fraud to your own self. He can't bless that. Because when he created you specifically in his image and likeness. And when you allow pain, disappointment, bitterness to shape you, he can't give you the things that's really in your heart. So that's why it's so important to be your authentic self. Some of you may need to start YouTubes and start having conversations about the things that you went through and how you overcome. When I tell you, I'm so excited to see all of the amazing things that you'll do. If you happen to watch this video and and you give it a thumbs up, in 2026, I want you to come back and tell me all the great things that you did. I want you to bookmark this video so you can come back and tell me all the great things that you did because you decided to step into your authentic self. You decided to be who you were called and created to be. I want to know. I want to hear about it because I know there's glorious things that are going to happen. I know some of you may be in the sciences. You may find the cure to cancer because there's nothing that you can't do. You cannot be stopped. You cannot be stopped. I don't care what happened in the past. I don't care what's going on right now today. You may say, Cynthia, my life is falling apart. It's falling apart so that it can be built right back up together in the way that it needs to be built so that it can catapult you to your next level and your next season. You cannot be stopped. Be authentic. Be you. Be fearless. Be fierce. Stop hiding. Oh, I just like to be in the shadows. You weren't called for the shadows. You were called to shine. You weren't called to be back there. You know what? There's a level of disrespect when you hide who you are. And the truth of the matter is we can see you. Do you know that? Do you know that we can see the greatness in you? Like when people would say, there was a part of my life where I was going through a healing journey. And when people would say, I remember my supervisor saying, Cynthia, your life is going to go like this. You're a star. Your life is going to go like this. And I remember sitting there thinking, my life? People can see it in you and they can see it on you. You're playing small and you're playing yourself. And let's be for real. The reason why your circle looks the way it does is because they're comfortable playing small, but you were called to come from amongst them. You hide it and this is how you look. Girl, we can see you. How you hiding behind this little thing like we can't see? Girl, we see all of you. We see your greatness. We see your talents. We see those treasures that's hidden on the inside of you. We see you. So, this is the year for you to be your authentic self. I cannot wait to hear in a year from now all the amazing things that you've done. The births you booked, the books you birthed, forgive me. The businesses that you created, the contracts you got, the degree you obtained. I cannot wait. The magazine cover you're on, the runway you rocked. I cannot wait to hear about it. I cannot wait. The scholarship that you won. I cannot wait. I cannot wait because it's going to be so good. Once again, my name is Cynthia. Over here, we say healed is the new sexy because there's nothing like a healed, whole, and sexy woman. Till we talk again. Bye-bye. Love you, and I mean it.